Hello friends, today we will discuss about flagella. So what is a flagella? A flagella is a locomotory organ. So what is a locomotory organ? It is with this organ a bacteria can move. So any bacteria that is motile, that is a bacteria that moves, should have a flagella. So it is not the only locomotory organ that is present in a bacteria, but it is one of the bacterial locomotory organs. So this flagella is a very thin hair-like structure, and this emerges from the cell wall. And the length is usually 15 micrometer, and the diameter is 20 to 30 micrometer. Flagella is present both in eukaryotes and prokaryotes, but the flagella in prokaryotes is much more thinner than that of eukaryotes. So this diagrammatic representation is of a bacterial cell. A bacterial cell has a flagella, and this flagella is the locomotory organ. That is, it is with this flagella it is able to move. Apart from the flagella, which is a tiny hair-like structure, there are several other very tiny hair-like structures, and these are pili. And pili is also a locomotory organ. So the number as well as the position of a flagella varies. And based on the arrangement of flagella, there are different types. One is monotrichous. A single polar flagellum is called monotrichous. Next is lophotrichous, and in this, a cluster of polar flagellum is called lophotrichous. Third is amphitrichous. A flagella that at both the ends is called amphitrichous. Next is peritrichous. The flagella that is present all over the surface of a bacterium is called peritrichous. So this diagram explains the different arrangements of flagella. If a single flagella is attached to one end, it is monotrichous. If a tuft of flagellas are attached to one end, it is lophotrichous. And if many flagellas arise around the body, it is peritrichous. And if flagellas arise from both ends, either single at each end or a tuft at each end, it is amphitrichous. So these are the four arrangements of a flagella: monotrichous, lophotrichous, peritrichous, and amphitrichous. So a flagellum consists of three parts, that is a basal body, hook, and a filament. So first we will discuss about basal body. So basal body is the portion that attaches a flagella to the cell wall or the cell membrane. So it is the portion that attaches a flagella to cell wall or cell membrane. So it is composed of small central rod inserted into a series of rings. So now let us consider a gram-negative bacteria. A gram-negative bacteria has two pairs of rings, that is a proximal ring and a distant ring. And these two rings are connected together by a central rod. So two pairs of rings means that four rings. So first is L ring, that is lipopolysaccharide ring. Next is P ring, which is peptidoglycan ring. Next is S ring, which is supermembrane ring. And last is M ring, which is membrane ring. So the four rings are L ring, P ring, S ring, and M ring. So as discussed earlier, the rings appear in pairs, that is in two pairs, that is the outer pair and the inner pair of rings. So the outer pair of rings is L and P, whereas the inner pair of rings is S and M. So the outer pair of rings L and P are present attached to the polysaccharide and peptidoglycan layer of the cell wall respectively. So that is L is attached to the polysaccharide and P is attached to the peptidoglycan of the cell wall. So L and P is attached to the cell wall in general, where S and P is attached to the cell membrane. So L and P is attached to the cell wall, whereas S and M is attached to the cell membrane. So when we compare with a gram-positive bacteria, a gram-positive bacteria only has a distinct pair of rings. That is, it has only two rings. It has an S ring and it has an M ring. So the S ring is attached to the peptidoglycan, whereas the M ring is attached to the cell membrane. A gram-negative bacteria has four rings, that is, two pair of rings, whereas a gram-positive bacteria has two rings. The next part of a flagella is the hook. So, hook is the region that is present outside the cell wall and it connects the filament to the basal body. And this region is made up of different proteins. The hook in a gram-positive bacteria is slightly longer comparatively with the gram-negative bacteria. So the last part of a flagellum is a filament. So it is the outermost long region, and this filament has a constant diameter throughout, and this is made up of globular proteins, which is flagellum. So these flagellants are arranged in several chains and they intertwine, and it intertwines and forms a helix, and this helix is found around a hollow core. So these filaments do not have a membrane or a sheath. So it is just as if a long region of flagella. So this is the structure of a flagella. So a flagella is made up of three parts, that is, it is made up of a basal body, a hook and a filament. So this basal body attaches a flagella to the cell wall and the membrane. So as you can see in the diagram, the basal body is present in the cell membrane and cell wall region. So this basal body is composed of a rod and a series of rings. The number of rings may vary in gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. So next is the hook. The hook is present outside the cell wall. That is, as you can see in the diagram, the hook is the connecting point between a filament and a basal body. The last part of a flagella is the filament. So the filament is outermost long region, and this region is made up of proteins, that is flagellin. So this is the structure of a flagella, and a flagella is made up of three parts, that is a basal body, hook and a filament. So as we discussed earlier, we know that a flagella is not only present in a bacteria, but it is also present in some eukaryotes. So let us discuss a flagellated prokaryote as well as a flagellated eukaryote. A flagellated prokaryote is a bacteria. For example, if we take an ulcer-causing bacteria, which is Helicobacter pylori, and this bacteria is a multi-flagellated bacteria, and they can move through the mucous lining and reach the stomach epithelium. So this bacteria with its flagella moves and reaches till the stomach. So now let us take an example of eukaryotic flagellated cell. For example, it is a sperm cell. A sperm cell has flagella, and with this flagella, it moves and reaches the female reproductive tract. Hope the concept of flagella is clear. For more such videos, do subscribe to our channel. If you like the video, Please like and share with your friends.